Well, we're in the woods, 5 miles today. Cory had a great idea to come out and do some hiking, and I'm not sure why I picked this straight up 5-mile section, but we'll make the best of it. We are starting our trip at Hughes Gap, and we're climbing up Roan Mountain, Roan High Knob today, and then after today it won't be as bad. We have a really late start, but we'll be all right. It's 4 o'clock, so hopefully about 2.5 or 3 hours of hiking. We'll eat something and go to bed and start much earlier tomorrow. We got the whole complement here today. Oh, there's a switchback already. And we'll just sort of see how things go. Well, we're making slow and steady progress in the drizzle. Just came on this tree right here with all these growth lichens, I don't know, mushrooms, something's on there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All the way up there. All kinds of way out in front, as would be expected. We're making slow, steady progress. Moving along pretty well. Even though we're climbing, I think, about 3,000 feet today. We've tolerated it pretty well so far. We're taking a little bit of a break. And I wanted to show you we've switched up into a coniferous forest now, or we're walking towards it. And I think this is one of my favorite parts of the trail is all the moss and the greens and everything. You know, all the rocks you can see on this down tree over here. You know, everything's got moss on it. The sun's beginning to come through. We got a little bit of a sprinkle earlier. But this is a part of it. And I was concerned about this trip for fear that we were going to climb so high. And we are climbing a lot. It's waving at us. But the trail has just, to this point, been incredibly well graded. You go up a switchback and go up a little ways, and then it's flat for a while, and you can catch your breath. And you go up a little bit more. So far, so good. We're going to head on. We're about 1.5 miles from our shelter for the night.
Mama.
Now we just walked up to this. The sun is peeking through, and you can see the streaks of sunlight coming down through there. There's a Japanese term called komo-rebi for the way that the sunlight streaks through the trees like this. That is absolutely gorgeous. Griffin's been grumbling a little bit, but that's okay. He says he's not a hiker. Well, let's don't use that term, but I don't know how you can complain about seeing stuff like this. This is just unbelievable, the way the sun is coming through.
I'm here with you, friend.
Yeah, we made it to Roan High Knob shelter. And
Good to be back.
it is good to be back. This is a nice shelter. It's a cabin, a log cabin. It's 2 levels. There's sleeping all the way out here to this front end. And it's probably the bottom of it's basically square. We got our supper started. We got water over there filtering.
Joy is relaxed.
And Joy is chilling back over there behind Cory. Hey, Joy. Zigzag. Hey, girl. There's Joy. Zigzag's had a long day. She's not used to walking so far. But at any rate, this is the highest shelter on the whole of the Appalachian Trail. And I meant to look up the elevation. I'm pretty sure it's over 6,000 feet. But it is notable for that reason. And I wanted to give a real shout out to my son, Griffin. Last year when we were here, Griffin, are you at the window?
Not quite, but I can be.
Okay, come to the window.
Oh,
That sounded like that really hurt.
yeah.
There's Griff up there. Yep, can't really see you, but yeah, last year when we were making this hike, I was actually standing right over here, and the fella came up with a dog, and the dog's name was Griffin the damn dog. And Griffin, we were watching the video a few weeks ago, and Griffin pointed out that I gave out a shout out to everybody that has ever been born, except for Griffin. So Griffin, this is your shout out. You did a good job hiking today.
You're a superstar.
We've got a little bit farther to go tomorrow, but we've got all day to do it. So let's try
Can I
to
share my trail name?
be positive and not gripe and groan as much tomorrow. But
Can I
yes, you
share
can
my
share your
trail
trail
name?
name. What you need to do is duck down and come forward.
There you go.
That's a little better.
Can I share my trail name, Father?
Yes, but you don't have to be loud.
My trail name is Rockstar in Purgatory.
Rockstar in Purgatory. Yeah, he's not much into hiker.
Yeah, RIP for short.
Yeah, RIP for short. So anyway, we are going to have some supper, and
It's gonna be good.
it's going to be nice to sleep in this cool weather tonight. It's probably already in the 60s. So it'll be awesome to curl up and not sweat tonight. So we'll talk to you soon. Well, we're packing up this morning at Roan Highlands shelter. We're getting ready to head out on our day. We're going to be going over the balds today, and that'll be absolutely gorgeous. It's still a little bit hazy. We're pretty high up, so we're probably just in the clouds. And I'm hopeful that by the time we get down some, that the haze will burn off and we'll have some really, really gorgeous views today. We'll be hiking mostly in the open today and camping in the open tonight. And it'll be a good day. Got Joy hitched up with her bag on. Hey Joy, say good morning.
I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, Joy's not talking this morning. All right, so we're gonna pack up and head on up the trail. We'll see you soon. Here comes Joy and Beth and Cory. We got Joy just kind of she's trailing a piece of mule tape right now, so that nobody has to hold on to her. She's doing a pretty good job. She's finding the softer spots to travel on. So we'll let her pass on through. Go ahead, Joy. Lead the way. You see the trail's kind of in sort of a springy area right here. Plenty of water. We had a good water source at the shelter last night. One of the best I've seen. It was a good pipe spring. This way, Joy. Oh, yep, have some water. Joy's gonna get her a little swallow. All right, head on down the trail, girl. Go ahead. There you go. She's trail name of Zigzag because she goes back and forth to try to find the best footing for her. And right now the mossy side is the best footing for her. So this was completely enshrouded in fog when we got here, and it's blown over. Thankfully the sun's trying to peek through a little bit. That's where we came from over there last night. Julie's still trying to figure out this whole hiking thing. I think she's about out of gas, and I bet her feet hurt. I don't think really that she's the only one. We're going to make a good day of it. We have less than 5 to where we're staying tonight. We should get there reasonably early today. 2 hours maybe. 2 hours and a half at the most, I hope. And we'll rest and chill for a little bit, have some supper. Hopefully y'all sleep better. Everybody slept poorly last night. And that's kind of the way of it the first night out. Usually the second night everybody's so doggone tired. But sleep comes easily. So we'll check in a little bit. Well, we made it over the peak of Chain Bald, and give you a little look around here. That's where we came from, right over there. You can see the trail cutting through the grass there, and we slept up on top of the mountain there yesterday. We got some nice views today. The clouds blew away while we were eating lunch, and that gives us a little bit of a view down into the valley below. We wind up right there. That's our next little bit of a climb. Right over here, that's a side trail that we're not going to take. It's straight dead in the middle right there. And then we flatten out and go down generally for the rest of the day. Joy is going to be happy about that because her feet are hurting. We've unloaded her pack and I'll have it in my bag, and we're just letting her walk on up the trail right now as fast as she'll go, which is not very fast, but we're okay with that because we've got all day long to get to where we're going. So, yep, there she goes. Oh, we're going down the trail. We're moving slow, and that suits me because I'm out of shape. We had a little bit of a tough hike getting up and over some of the balls behind us. Had really good views because the weather cooperated a little bit. Some of the worst of the clouds blew away. That was kind of cool. And now we're kind of descending down, and we'll be doing so for basically the rest of the day. We got a few bumps, but not much. And we're having fun. Beth's not feeling the best in the world. Her stomach's not agreeing with her, but she's plowing through and she's a champ. Joy's paws are hurting her and she's plowing through. Griffin was a little bit unhappy yesterday, but he left out with Gavin today and we've seen him once. They stopped at the top of the balls like we asked him to. He seems to be in better spirits today, and Cory's just killing it. It's kind of cool watching him be as awed as he is with all the views and the things that we're seeing, and that's really the reason you come out here, is to experience God's nature and glory and all the blessings that he's given us. So we're about to go through a mud hole, so I'm going to ring off and make sure not to slip through that, and we'll talk to you soon. Well, we just left the Stan Murray shelter. We're 2 miles from Over Mountain Shelter, just under, but then it's 0.2 off the trail, so technically 2.1 when we left the shelter, but we're moving pretty well now. Joy's got a second wind. Mom's feeling some better, I think. Cory's out front. The boys are gone. Hawkeye and Rockstar and Purgatory, Griffin thinks is his new trail name, RIP for short. So anyway, I wanted to show you this little spot that we're hiking along here. These are some of my favorites when you can kind of look down into the valley areas. You've got all the foliage and the greens and everything. So pretty. So pretty. Joy's doing pretty good up there. She's, if you can tell it, we've got her on a piece of mule tape that she's trailing. I call it her brake line, because dogs are supposed to be on leash, but she stops and starts and pulls and such, and goes back and forth in front of the trail so much that it's hard to manage her on a leash. So usually I'm within a closer distance and I can just step on the end of her brake line and if she starts to go anywhere, but I think she's so tired right now. She doesn't want to go anywhere except up the trail so that we can get to where we're going. Oh man, this is a pretty day. We got a little rumble of a thunder behind us. There's some roots. Hoping that we can get onwards to get our tent set up at Over Mountain Shelter in the grassy area outside before the rains come. Hopefully if we get a storm, it'll pass quickly and clear off. I'd really love to be able to see some stars up there tonight with no light pollution. But we'll take what we can get. We've had a pretty good day. The weather is comfortable temperature-wise. It's probably in the mid-70s or less. Very comfortable. Yep. Good morning, everybody. We are here our last day at camp. We made it to the Over Mountain Shelter last night, the old barn right there, Griff. There's Cory waving. Okay, you can wave now, Griff. So the barn shelter is closed now because it's structurally unsound. But we had a nice evening camping out here. We had a lot of folks here. There's a youth group here from Cleveland that we met yesterday. We didn't really get a chance to talk to them yesterday, but they were here when we got here last night, so we met them and talked to them, and they're good folks. We enjoyed chatting and singing around the campfire last night a little bit and had a good time. So we've got 9.2 today. Hopefully Joy, there's Joy. You see Joy's not moving right now. I hope she's conserving her energy and not just sandbagging on us. But anyway, Joy's not doing so good. She's got sore feet, and I'm hoping that we can get up and get out and get moving this morning, and she'll get her second wind and we'll get to the station pretty quickly this morning. We'll see what happens. We'll talk to you soon. Alrighty, so this is where we come from. Back that way you can sort of see it through the mountains. We're on the top of Little Hump Mountain. We're hiking with a group from Ohio today. It's a church group, youth group, and they're a lot of fun. Glad we met them. I'm not going to show them on video, but we got here to the top and the haze is burning off a bit. So that's kind of awesome. And this is the section that Hawkeye and I did not do last year. So we're kind of eager to see what we can see. I'm pretty sure I've done this section before when I was a teenager, but I have no memory of it. Oh, now comes the mountains there. The clouds are really blowing through now. That's pretty awesome. We just stopped here to have a good lunch. And we're getting back on trail. We've got one more climb today up Hump Mountain. And then after that, we will be going downhill to the station at 19E. So we'll talk to you soon. Alrighty, so we really weren't expecting this morning. There's 10 or 12 of us right here, and she's just popping right on through. There she goes. Man, isn't that God's beauty right there?
I wonder what this place is like in the winter.
I don't know, I suspect it's really cold and snowy.
Pretty snowy,
Yeah. Alrighty, sort of see the group we're hiking with today. We are going up there, and this is our last climb of the day. I think we have about 0.8 to the top, and this is gorgeous. We're just kind of at a saddle right now. It's a beautiful day to be in the outdoors. The clouds are blowing through. We're up pretty high. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely awesome. We'll get an even better picture from the top. I hope maybe the clouds will not be settled on top. So we're going to try this 0.8 of a mile uphill, and then we'll be resting for lunch and going downhill to the station. Alrighty, we have made it to the top of Hump Mountain, and the views are absolutely forever. I'm going to turn you around one time good here. Yeah, clouds are cooperating. They're not up here. We are in cool, windy, breezy temperatures. We can absolutely see forever.
Oh, want me to take a picture of you guys?
This is so awesome.
Oh, Dad.
And we're going to be downhill for the rest of the day, about 5.5 miles. Shouldn't take too terribly long. We got word that Joy and everybody are safe at the hostel, so that's pretty awesome. And we'll check in with you down trail. Alrighty, we're just leaving Hump Mountain.
What?
And I was just talking to my camera.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's cool. There's the valley down below. Pretty sure when I was a teenager, we camped up there and saw a thunderstorm down in that valley. It scared my dad to death. But wow, the views are forever today. Looks like we're going to be, at least for a while, exposed and with wonderful views. And then we head into the forest. But the positive side is we don't have anything significant to climb from here on in. 5.5 miles and we're out of here. We'll go back to the station, we'll get a shower, get in the truck and head back to the house. So it's been a blessing to have met these wonderful folks that we've been hiking with today. I won't tell you where they're from, but I know we're around here, but they've been a blessing to us and we've enjoyed the camaraderie that we had. We met them at Roan Highlands shelter the other day, and they came in kind of late and we were already settling in, so we didn't really get a chance to meet. But we met them at Over Mountain yet last night, and we got there, I don't know, around 5 or so. They were already pitched up and set. And we were able to sit and talk and chat and get to know one another last night, and we hiked out together today. So that's been a real blessing, because for Gavin and me both, I think the most fun part of the trail is the people that you meet and the instant friendship and sense of community and sharing. It really, really rather restores your faith in humanity. I'll ring off for a while and I'll check back in later. All right, I'm gonna give a shout out to Griffin since I left him out of my trail video when he gave everybody and their brother a shout out last season. He just looked up and said, "Hey, Dad, is that Grandfather Mountain?" And it absolutely is Grandfather Mountain. So good eyes there, Griff. Good job. Oh wow, can't stop taking videos of this. See the front of our party out in front, way up there. But we're just ridge walking off this bald, and it is absolutely gorgeous. We're so thankful that Beth and Joy were able to get down from the shelter this morning. They got a hitch from the station at 19E, one of my favorite hostels on the trail. Dave does a good job there, and he's more than willing to help hikers. That's what he's in business for. So I'm glad that we were able to not put Joy through having to hike through this with sore paws this morning. We are certainly enjoying the views and the wonders of God's creation. Well, we are in the last half mile of our trip. This is a 9.2 that Gavin and I missed last year. Because of the weather, we came off the mountain at Over Mountain Shelter and stayed actually 2 nights at the hostel because the weather was so bad. But we were about to be to the road. We were fortunate that Beth and Joy got picked up early in the day, so Joy didn't have to make this trip because I don't think she could have done it. Really nice little gorge right over here, valley-ish kind of a thing that we're looking at coming out. We're already starting to hear traffic, and it's going to be nice to get a shower and a fresh change of clothes. So it's been a successful trip. Cory's had a great time, I think. He hasn't loved every minute of it, but I think he's loved most of the minutes. It was awesome meeting this group of folks that we've hiked with today. We're spread out over a good distance, and everybody's been chatting and making friends and having fun, so that's what it's all about. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.